I need to set up. I'm not even set up yet, so you'll have to excuse me. I wanted to go on time. I mean, I did it 10 minutes later, but still on time. Put in my earbuds. So I see Sneezer is here. Robert Harrison is here. BMXers is or was here. I don't know who's here and who isn't. I'll read that in a second. I hope y'all are doing well. Here we go. YouTube. Hey, I already have a like. Look at that. It's nice to be here. Nice to be here. I was deliberating. Should I go? Should I not go? I'm in the mood. I'm not in the mood. And my woman says, go. It always cheers you up. So here I am. Okay. There were a couple of comments that I wanted to talk about, but I'll start with, first of all, hi, hello. It's, Team Mwanga, good to see you. Mangwa. Hey, are we close to return of Messiah in your thoughts? I always stick with Hayom im bekolot tishma'u from the Psalms, meaning today, if to his voice you hearken. And it's based on, I think it's in the Talmud, Babylonian Talmud. One of the sages meets Eliyahu Navi in the market, in the shuk. And he says, Matai Magia ben David, when is the son of David coming? And Eliyahu tells him, Hayom im bekolot tishma'u, today, if to his voice you listen, if to his voice you hearken. Which plainly means to say, if you listen to the Torah, you follow it, and you follow the commandments, and you keep to the covenant of your forefathers, and different people see it in different ways, yes, but altogether the pillars of Torah, commandments, and covenant, that's when you will be able to anoint a king. It's something that these days we need to merit. Maybe every time there was a king, I mean, going back to Samuel, going back to Saul, going back to David, the splitting of the kingdoms. I've said many times, if Messiah comes, if we embrace Messiah, there are several potential Messiahs at any given moment. Hang on a second, I gotta connect the earbuds. So are we close? We are always close. Mashiach is here and now. The Anointed One is here and now. We simply need to merit his, let's say, revelation to the people. People need to embrace him as the king. People need to anoint him, give him the crown. And this is not simple, obviously. Even right now, at this very moment around Israel and in other places, Sammy the Messiah is a good example. People who are saying, "Here, come, send. I have been called to be your king. Call for me, embrace me as your king, crown me, coronate me, anoint me, and let's usher in this era." Now, far be it from me to say who is a potential Messiah and who will be Messiah. Messiahs are kings, they come and go. Son of David or not. Son of David is said to be the Messiah, capital T, capital H, capital E. But Messiahs are anointed ones. A king can be of any tribe. Okay, so it's connected, I hope. And now I'll go and visit this page. Okay, let's see. I need some water, hang on. Okay, let's see. I'm still, right now I'm on the phone. I'm still waiting for the website to pop up. Okay. Hang on. Is this on mute? Okay, gotta check this out. Gotta see that it's okay. Here, that's me. Live. Mute. Okay. So now I'll be looking there and there. Here I am. And the chat. I'll start it from the beginning, I guess, right now. I started with the Timonga's question. Okay, let's say, Shalom everyone, said Sneezer. BMXers said, I remember that day in November, standing on a roof and I'm feeling so tender. I don't know that line. Who are you quoting? What song is it referencing? Sneezer says, came to an intriguing realization a little while ago. On an oxygen-deprived planet, fire doesn't exist. Right, it needs fire, which is why the sun is not a ball of fire. Right, there's the nuclear fission, if I'm not mistaken, that goes on there. Okay, let's see. but there's no oxygen there. Robert said, how was your Monday in the Holy City? How was everybody's Monday? Shalom. Hey, Robert. Hi there. My Monday was productive and fruitful and a bit tense towards the end of it. And here I am now coming to the end of this Monday. And if I'm here right now in my robe doing this, it means that all is well and it's been a blessed day. That's what it means before anything. And I am so grateful and so honored and privileged to get to be here with you people and spew some words and gain some insights and share some knowledge. How was everybody's Monday indeed? Sennheiser says they may have fusion or some other process, but may never have seen a flame. Right, on a planet that has no oxygen, there wouldn't be fire. What's your favorite Tom Petty song? Well, Full Moon Fever as an album, if I'm not mistaken, that's the album, is great from beginning to end. But I have a soft spot in my heart for Don't Come Around Here No More, because the music video, scared the crap out of me. I did not see that coming. It was creepy. Still is creepy. And I'm a fan of Lewis Carroll, and I'm a fan of Alice. But my favorite Tom Petty song, let's see. What would it be? Hang on a second. The sky was the limit. What is it? What song am I thinking of? Into the great wide open. Into the great wide open is just, there's something there that is very uplifting. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's the one that comes to mind. And Full Moon Fever. Or is it Full Moon River? No, Full Moon Fever. As an album, it's just great. Just one more example, said Sennheiser, of how rare the coincidences are that made life and civilization. I agree. There is, again, that duality of, on the one hand, everything is already known in a way, and yet there is that freedom of choice. And in the same way, things may be great rare coincidences, or there are no coincidences at all. And both of those dualities exist in this world of duality. Hang on a sec. I'm grabbing different cups here. Not at all. Okay, let's continue here. Robert says, did Ezekiel really lay on his side for 290 days for the sins of Israel, place on him, and more time for the house of Judah? So, this depends on how you view the prophets by and large. And you can say that it was all in the mind's eye of the prophet, and it's there to teach us something. Either way, it's there to teach us something. It was canonized by the sages. It's there to teach us something. But you can say that it actually physically happened, or you can say, no, it's a teaching. It's as if he did that. It was in his mind's eye, that time that he spent. He really felt it. He truly was there. He received it in prophecy. So did he really? I wouldn't know. I embrace both of those. The question is, as always, and now what? What do I do with that teaching? Probably not, said Sneezer, without moving, or the bed sores would be horrible. Are you still talking about fire and the... Wait, hold on. Oh, more headroom. Okay, that's better. Not to mention the urine-soaked bedding. Wait, I'm sorry, what were we talking about? We were talking about fusion and the flame and the fire. And then it was this. Oh, okay, that he laid on his side. Boing. Laid on his side, okay. I'm used to things sort of being cut off and things being referenced, or things that were referenced earlier being brought in, the chat dynamic, but this is literally him continuing what he said. But was he depressed or mourning for nearly a year? Probably. Yes, something like that, where the outcome is the same, whether he literally physically did it or whether it was in his mind's eye and he experienced it, integrated it, really took it in. It's what he did afterwards and in light of that. That's why these prophecies were kept, and that's why these books were canonized. Timangwa says, oh, okay, and that's the question I started with. Are we close to the return of Messiah? Messiah is here, we need to coronate him. So Nizar says, Timangwa, look not without, for what is within. Yes, and yet there are many people who, yes, they want the physical king, they want the throne, they want the kingdom, they want the temple. And again, as a means to an end, I'm all for that. It's not the end itself. As a means to an end, I'm basically for it. For the united kingdom of Israel, 12 tribes, a king sitting on the throne, a queen by his side, a temple rebuilt, a united Israel. That would be something to behold. And it means that we would merit it. It means that we would come to such a place that we would be able to truly come together as a people in order for that to happen. So yes, it would be a very welcome thing. Despite, like I like to say, it's not necessary. Because don't look without for what is within. Just like Seniza told Timangwa. Still me, good health and wealth to you, nice to be here. Hey, still me, I'm glad you're still you. Or, I'm glad you're still me. Timangwa said, so would Messiah be a holy human or someone even flawed like David? To be human is to be flawed, period. So yes, they would be flawed like David, and they would be holy. They would be dedicated. They would be separated in certain ways. And they're to provide a great service and to embody that sacred symbol of authority and leadership. And David, the warrior poet, David, who is said to be the greatest of the kings of Israel, despite all of his flaws, the place that he was aiming for was true. And that matters. God leads, said Snazer, as we should lead, by example, not rule and tyranny. Well, again, I'm of the opinion that the reason why we have rule and tyranny as part of the Bible is because it also reflects something within us, something we can learn from. And you say God leads. Again, I don't know God. All I know is how God reveals himself to me. All of the different emanations, all the different revelations. And there is a place for that left hand. There is a place for gvura, for din, for judgment and wrath and vengeance and anger. The narrowing, the hand that pushes away. Not tyranny, though. I'll give you that. Not tyranny, no. Let's continue here. Who is your rabbi? Hi, YG. So the last time I had a rabbi proper was probably 16 years ago. So I don't have a rabbi that I would go to for halacha questions and so on. There are people who I consider my teachers and masters, past and living. But right now, at this point in life, no rabbi. So did he really, asks BMXers? It's bad leading by tyranny. Yes, yes. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, it skipped. It skipped, that's what happened. Hang on. Here we are. Ras Singh, bless up, brethren. Many blessings. Thank you. BMXer said he's connected to the sound. American Hi-Fi? American Hi-Fi, is that a film with Jack Black, or am I thinking of something else? What am I thinking of? Is that it? Okay. Matisiao Indestructible. Oh, okay. Wait. So you're quoting Matisiao there, okay. Timangwa says, Sneezer said to Timangwa, inside time, perfect is the ability to change, grow, complete. Outside is only unchanging, completed perfection. No man is without sin. So kind of along the lines of what I said. You say it differently, right, in your words. Robert says, wow, ready. The book of Ezekiel, man, he went through some stuff. Yes, he did. Having to eat dung and bread. The Most High asking him to shave his hair and beard and to scatter the clippings. What a book, such insight. He certainly had a lot of suffering. You're quoting Matisiao there, right? I was talking about Zeke. You're talking about Ezekiel? Okay, yeah, and then I caught up with that seconds later. Robert says, wow, makes us happy to know that this live always makes you happy. Likewise, this makes us happy too, bro. Hey, thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. So Nizar says, the outcome's what matters, the revelation and such. Now, there are ways of going about it that are more kosher than others. I don't leave it at that. But yes, right? There's that one Hebrew God. I don't know God, but the revelations are many and varied. So Nizar says to BMXers, likewise, even if he didn't, so many believe he did and act accordingly. Did Rome really exist? Did Rome really exist? Maybe you don't mean the same Rome that I mean, but if we're talking about Rome that was the Roman Empire, I'm inclined to say it existed. But does someone think that Rome didn't exist? Hey, share. I'd love to read it. I'm open. I don't mean the place now, I mean the history. Well, what do you mean? History was written by those who were victorious, those who won the wars, those who took over and wiped out people. Which means that it existed to the extent that maybe those outside of the Roman Empire attested to its existence and witnessed its glory and its atrocities. So I think of it that way. Yeah, I'm inclined to say it exists. Robert says to BMXers, yes, I see the comparison you're making. I saw it to the Ezekiel bearing the punishment of Israel, if that's what you're talking about. Okay, wait. Oh, Ariel is here. Hi, Ariel. Evening. YG, what about Aseh Lecha Rav? Okay, what about it? That one should have one. I had a rabbi for many years. I was in yeshiva for a few years. I was modern Orthodox until my mid-20s, and then I took a step back from Orthodox Judaism, not connecting myself or affiliating with any other sect or group or thought or denomination. I simply took a step back from strict Orthodox halakha, after a lot of soul-searching, mind you, not on a whim. Believe me. So, in my opinion, Aseh Lecha Rav, yes. And there are people, alive and dead, that I continue to learn from. But to say that I have a rabbi, no. I consider, two of the dead masters anyway, Rabbi Nachman of Breslev and Rav Kook. So if I had to, now they both may not be happy with me if they knew me, but those would be two of my rabbis. American Hi-Fi is a rock band. Oh, okay. My bad. So you were quoting Matisiao then, before. Gotcha. I am so ignorant. But that's okay. BMXers, Sneezer said to BMXers, also, it considers what you mean by die. Hang on. I'm gonna be tied up. Not right now, anyway. Wait. Oh, okay. Better. Let's continue here. BMXers, Sneezer said to BMXers also, it considers what you mean by die. Many mean move for the last time, which would be no. Did you really wake up yesterday? Well, did you really wake up yesterday? You know, there's that line about you never walk into the same river twice. Both of you could be correct. BMXer says, I've never seen Elaine so angry. Which episode? Did I miss it? Did you mention it before? I don't remember you mentioning a Seinfeld episode. Robert says, I don't know why, but most modern day Nazarites are vegan. I mean, I know why. I know why it connects. I know why the veganism connects with the Nazarite vow for me. So I don't know what. I don't know. You know what they. Well, hold on a second. Okay, I thought it skipped for a second. Wait, did it? No, it didn't. Wait, but I thought I read that already. Robert said, Shayetet 13 Elite are awesome. All the Shayatot are awesome, 13 included. But yeah, the commando, the Navy commando. Oh, I see. Did you really wake up yesterday? I saw the glasses earlier. Is that the one? Is the glasses? Is that the one where she gets the same frames? Whoops. Where she gets the same frames as the guy she was her ex? Is that it? Jake something? Jake Jarmel, right? And she's got the same frames? Okay. I don't know if I got that right or not. I've never seen Elaine so angry. Sneezer, he says, yes, exactly, you know what I mean, history Rome. Okay. Sneezer said to BMXers, one thing I can say for certain is Jesus did not move for the last time 2,000 years ago. You want to clarify that? What do you mean? I'm curious. Ariel, BMXer said to Ariel, only Jesus / Yeshua was without sin, wink, wink. Sneezer says to BMXers, did Jesus not curse a tree simply for it being out of season? Louis C.K. has, I think, a bit where he reads that on the stage. Took a step back, asks YG, and then stepped into what? Into what I consider to be a more personal and less collective, or collective in some ways, but a more singular and individual way of life, for lack of a better term. And I would consider that switch, if you will, right when I took my vow, which is 14 years ago. So yeah, or 15, something like that. So I stepped into myself, more so. Because definitely I was myself as a modern Orthodox Jew. And I say this a lot. I consider it, my roots and foundation and a home, right? Tzionut Hadatit, the religious modern Orthodox religious Zionism, in the positive way. Good evening, Pinky. Where is she? Is she? I guess she's somewhere there. I disagree with that also, BMXers. Are your dreadlocks more comfortable down or tied up? Depends what I'm doing. If I'm here right now in my robe, then down, definitely down. If I'm doing stuff, then definitely tied up, or else I would be exceedingly uncomfortable. So if you feel you aren't making Rabbi Nachman and Rav Kook proud, then who do you want to make proud? It's not about making proud. I just said I don't know if they would agree with me. I don't know if they would like me. It's not a question of making them proud. It's a question of going in the path, or with the, I suppose it's leading a path which they may even agree with a little, on some level. When I say that they would be my masters, it means that I learned a lot from them, and I continue to, I think, live in such a way where not a question of pride, but I'd get the nod, despite my faults, despite my frailties. That's a very interesting question, and I never considered it. I've adopted some of the teachings of Rabbi Nachman into my life. I've adopted some of the observations and teachings of Rav Kook into my life. Heavily, I think. Maybe a few, maybe only a handful of things, but all in on those. And that's why. But that's a great question, YG. Thank you. That is really great. Okay, Sneezer says, I like that response, an added understanding I didn't intend. No, we cannot wake up yesterday. We have changed since then. Chadashim lebkarim, Rabbi Munatecha. Mohammed Osman says, free Palestinians. I agree. Free Palestine from Hamas. Free Palestine from terrorism. They should surrender, lay down their arms, give back the hostages, leave Israel be. Israel will dictate peace. Give up Hamas. Give it up. Okay. And free the Palestinians from your tyranny. My word. Muhammad Osman, how will you know when they are free? Asks YG. How will you know when they are free? So Nezer says, to clarify, Jesus was been walking the earth ever since. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant, of course. You see everyone as an embodiment of Jesus, if I'm not mistaken. That's something you said in the past. By the way, said BMXers, a big-time BMXer and filmer answered me for the first time the other day. What did you ask, if you don't mind sharing? And was the answer satisfactory? Was it a satisfying answer? Only the Sneezer says, only the worst of us ever see him. Only the worst of us ever see him. ירידת צורך עלייה. The fall or the descending is necessary for ascension. BMXers with dreadlocks said he also interviewed a BMXer with dreadlocks and asked him about Hare Krishna. It's very rare that you find BMXers that's like into religion. Why do you think that's very rare? I'm curious. I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm asking you why you think it's rare. YG, Mohammed Osman can't answer that question? Hey, he might be formulating an answer. I'm just scrolling here. Maybe he already answered. So Neither said to BMXers, I think you'll find many re-examining religion, having realized they only misunderstood. BMXers said, George had the glasses switched. Elaine was angry for different reasons. Oh, the glasses where he forgets them at the gym, and then spoiler alert, at the end, they're on the on top of his locker. I think that was it. I don't remember what Elaine was angry about. But yeah, an angry Elaine is something to behold. When she has the rabies, that's... BMX says, I want to get into studying different religions again. Okay, that's cool. Go for it. What is it that you would open with? What book or what religion? Sneezer says, it's a calling many are having. Well, and I know it's a calling I had and am having. Comparative religion. So in what way will you be comparing it? I'm curious. Will you be going sort of academically researching it? And I mean, how are you going to go about it, BMXers, if you are, and when you go about it? YG says, well, I'm happy I asked things that can lead to new thought processes for you. Yes, that is really cool, and I appreciate it. It's part of what I love about this stream. I'm always learning from you people. And always thinking with you people. BMXers said, Ariel, I know I was joking, hence the winks. No, the real Jesus, said Sneezer, stays hidden except to prove us wrong personally. So right, it's that judging ideal in your opinion. YG says, whenever I ask people how they will know when Palestine is free, they can't answer. Well, maybe they should stop saying things that they have no knowledge of. Well, that's kind of overreaching. To say that they can't define how it will be free doesn't mean they have no knowledge. It means they haven't thought it through a few more steps, perhaps, but it doesn't mean they have no knowledge. But knowledge is not wisdom. You can have the knowledge in your head and know it factually and not make a connection and not have that illumination until later. You could carry knowledge sometimes for a very long time until something clicks and it triggers it. But it's a great question to ask. I would think the answer for the pro-Palestinian would be very clear, but I guess it isn't. They can't answer. Voila. Have you never gotten an answer on those who you've asked? The biggest misunderstanding, said Sneezer, where was he? Okay, comes from outside. I understand what you mean, or at least I think I do. Well, no, I'm not sure. This biggest misunderstanding comes from outside. I don't agree that there are many misunderstandings, though, he said. Maybe only within those religions. That's what VMXers says. And then he said, this biggest misunderstanding comes from outside. All right, I want to see how this unfolds. I'm curious. He said this, Sneezer continues and says, the true comparisons of religion is not in them, but us. Where we see them as disagreeing, we misunderstand. But they were all written by God through us for the people of the time, firstly. People of the time, firstly. I know what you mean by that, or at least I think I do. We each are holding on to a different part of the animal, right, and claiming it's this or that. We all have a part of the truth, right, something like that. For the people of the time, firstly. That's us, time and space. KJB, hey, how you doing, man? I was live in Hare Krishna for a year and a half. I was stayed in the ashram on the farm. It's what put me off Eastern for. So wait, a year and a half on an ashram farm, and it put you off to Eastern philosophies. I'm curious, can you share a bit? That must have been quite an experience. Was it a build-up, or did something just happen and you said nope, and you noped out of there? So, for the people of the time, firstly, but to confirm each other, secondly. Right? I mean, religion, if we're talking about organized religion, it has an individual element to it and a collective community element to it, of course. BMXer says it was about breakfast being the most important meal of the day. And he said it's cereals, pushing that idea to make sales. He gets sales from cereal. What cereal? He was pushing a specific brand. You don't have to name it or anything, but. Well, they can answer exactly that, but they don't, said YG. Robert says, I'm learning to fly, but I ain't got wings coming down. It's the hardest thing, yeah. Sneezer says to BMXers, German's biggest meal is inch. Am I reading that right? I'm not sure what's going on in the chat, but okay, you're probably talking about something else. I meant two ways there. Nice catch. The biggest misunderstanding both comes from the outside, the religions, and outside us. Wait, the chat is disconnecting, and I'm having connectivity issues here. I hope that things are okay. Wait, let's skip ahead a little bit. You can't? No, I can't right now. I hope it says I'm live here on the phone. I hope I don't know what's going on the computer. Maybe the internet's cutting in and out here. Likely. Come on. Okay. Sennheiser says, as Jesus said, we are each part of the body. Well, I, of course, as someone who doesn't follow Jesus, I would see it a little differently, but yes. I understand that's why you feel that he is in everybody. I can see why you think that. I can see what you mean. BMXers says, by the way, my channel was also showcased on a BMXer's video. Hey, that's cool. That's a first, right? Isn't it? Good for you. And today I discovered another BMXer from South Africa with dreadlocks. Collab time. Come on, man. I thought I was the only white BMXer with dreadlocks in South Africa. Well, you see?
No, you're not the only one.
Did you hear that? Maybe not. Good for you. Collab. Robert says, do rabbis retire or go till they die? Well, if they're holding an official position, sometimes, well, what do you mean? They will always be ordained rabbis, and so yes, until they die. Sennheiser says, no, he was saying cereal companies push that. Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to do what now? You want me to move?
Just over there. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Let's continue. Wait, put this over here. He was saying cereal companies push that lie. I see, okay. Lunch. Okay, the inch. That makes sense. Have you ever met an exorcist, HN? No, but I'm a little fascinated with the stories, like in the book Uchot Mesapot, Rabbi Yehuda Ptaya. The exorcisms that he did less than 100 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And the book, I think there's also Minchat Yehuda, if I'm not mistaken, is also his. I might be mistaken. But yeah, very recent also. I mean, talk of demons and exorcism and such, and gzerot, niduim, charamim, shavuot, hashbaot, and ways of exorcising the demons have been around since, well, definitely by Cheni. And stories of Ashmedai, the king of the demons, and King Solomon go way back in the Midrash. I don't think I've ever met an exorcist as such, but it would be interesting to meet one, I'm sure. Sennheiser says, I gotta learn to type better while rolling a joint. Ooh, what are you smoking these days? Indica, sativa? Or, any, what's the strain? Sennheiser says, animal isn't that far from body, LOL. See, you say animal, and I'm thinking of the Muppet, right, the drummer. Hello. Okay. Wait, the chat disconnected. I'm going to lose some of the chat, I think. But it disconnected, and we'll try and reloading the page. Come on. The internet connection is unstable on the laptop.
You need the thing.
Not always.
Always.
Okay.
Where is it?
I'm not sure. I don't need the thing. An external adapter. This laptop is rather old.
Pretty sure you need it.
Okay. I can keep going like this. Let's see. I'll skip ahead here on the phone, seeing as how my internet on the laptop is not going well. Okay, let's see. Hang on a sec. Here it is. I'm back. I'm back. I mean, I was here, but I'm back here. Hello. What's up?
Back, I mean, zero. I'm back.
I'm here, and I'm there, and I'm here.
And I'm back here.
See, I'm having fun. It's nice to be here. Ay. Where were we? The chat. I need to get back to the chat. Here. BMXer says it's too much for me to handle. Just the idea of it. What to talk about for a woman? What to talk about for a woman, is that a typo, or do you mean what to talk about for a woman? Ariel says, if Jesus is inside my future missus, I got some serious issues with that. By then you won't be, Sneezer says. Ariel said, I used to hear lots of rabbis talk about modern exorcisms. Lots of rabbis talk about the same several cases or witnessing of exorcisms, or different ones every time, or I'm curious. Haven't thought of the Muppet animal in a long time. Cheap ass $1 gram swag, but it keeps me speaking. It keeps you speaking? You want to clarify that? I'm curious. What do you mean by that? You're almost at the end of the chat. Oh, okay. Quick, people, give him questions before he sleeps. BMX had said, most women will probably love it just as most men would like it if a woman have two vaginas, one for making babies and one for sex, right? There must have been something that I missed in the chat earlier. BMXers, did I miss something? Too much for me to handle that I read, but before, maybe it was just when it was cut out. No, I think I read that correctly. Unless something was censored, unless YouTube took something out. I'm not sure what's going on here. What does the collab have to do with two vaginas? You want to help me out here? Don't see the connection, man. Okay. Internet's not good. Okay, let's see. When I say Jesus is inside, I mean really Christ. That would give me a real cause to exercise Jesus, says Ariel. HN, I learned about diphilia today. Diphilia? You'll have to fill me in. I'll learn about it now from you. Ariel says, no unconditional love inside my future missus, all right. No, it's on conditions. It's conditional. Sadly, I cannot remember any of these exorcism stories anymore. What's the general sense that you got from them? Did you believe them? Was it a good storyteller? And how modern are we talking? Very, like in the last decade, or 100 years ago or so? So Neezer says, and wait, I'm sorry. What did he say before? And aerials show why the enlightened don't marry and the married don't enlighten. Usually, the married, the enlightened don't marry and the married don't enlighten. Is that something you personally also believe? Am I reading it correctly? Referring to jealousy. When it comes to jealousy, the enlightened don't. Not following your chain of thought here. Okay, maybe I'll read it back a second. Hang on. What you said earlier? Oh, okay, the unconditional love. Ariel shows why the enlightened marry. Okay. But where does jealousy come into it? I don't understand. Oh, jealousy. I'm sorry. Jealousy of Jesus being inside her. See, I'm slow tonight. See, I think that means if it took me that long to connect these dots right here, I think it means that I do need to go. Yes, it's been almost an hour. I do appreciate every single one of you, those watching now, those watching later. This has been such a pleasure. Have a good night. Good night. Peace from Jerusalem. I don't take this for granted. I hit go live, and you people are here, and we have a nice dialogue, and I love it. Thank you. I will see you, God willing, on Wednesday. Cheers.